Hello students, my name is Shayan Mitra. I am the faculty member of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Today I am going to taking the class of Digital Signal Processing. The subject code is OE601A. Okay. So in the previous two lectures, we have described different kind of signals. One second. Different kind of this is yes, this is lecture number 3, yes. And what we have discussed previously in the last two lectures are we have discussed about what is a signal is, what is the basic working principle and the significance uh, of studying this subject, and which are the topics that we are going to cover, and which kind of books you can uh, use for your guidance, so on. And we have described about periodic signals, we have discussed about unit impulse signals and unit step functions or signals. So in this lecture we are going to investigate more deeply about signals, and basically we are going to discuss about the discrete time signals, uh, or any kind of signal. Basically we are going to prefer or emphasize, we are going to have our emphasis uh, on discrete time signals. Okay, so let's begin with it. First point is that any specific signal, that's the basic point. Look, in this slide, what has been written here is that what is an odd signal. One second. Okay. Yes. So what has been written here is what is an odd signal or what is an even signal. Okay. So first of all, let's understand from the definition that what is uh, odd signal is, what is even signal is. Even signal is identical to its time reverse signal. It can be reflected in the origin and is equal to the original. Okay, so and mathematically it can be written as x of minus t is equal to x of t. Okay, and the example of odd even signals are um, x of t is equal to cos t, because as we know that a cost function, if we provide function of t to a cost. One second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so as we are discussing here that what is a odd signal and even signal. Okay, so first we are discussing about the event signal. So event signal is identical to its time reverse signal and it can be reflected in the origin and is equal to the origin. That's the uh, I would say orthodox definition of event signal. Now if you come to understand the orthodox definition of odd signal, is identical to its negative time reverse signal and it is equal to the negative reflected signal. Okay, and it could be mathematically rewrite as this: x of minus t is equal to minus of x of t, and sine of t is one of the odd signals. Okay, uh, and this is important because any signal can be expressed as the sum of an odd signal and even signal. Now the whole part of understanding an odd and even signal is important, because any kind of a signal, okay, any kind of a signal, or it doesn't depend upon the signal is a continuous time signal or a discrete time signal. That's not the point. The point is any kind of signal can be written or can be described as an odd signal and an even signal. What is that it means is that a specific signal is a combination of an even signal and a odd signal. Now, when we and this is a simulated example of a even signal and a odd signal. Now, when we are going to discuss now, as we are get we entered into the world of even and odd signal. The even signal, basically the basic function of even signal is it's a part of the real signal which can be a real signal which can be represented as an even signal and odd signal. Now, in case of even signal, what is really happening is that suppose the real well, yes, the suppose this is a signal. This signal is at the 0 point and the value is this. Now this signal is a even signal. Why? Because the positive counterpart of this signal and the negative counterpart of this signal are identical. This is the first and last point that we need to consider to understand an even signal. Now, when we are talking about an odd signal, okay. Now, in case of odd signal, what is really happened here is this is the 0 point, and now this is equally applicable in case of discrete time signal and continuous time signal. So there is no confusion in between these. Now, in case of odd signal, a odd signal is basically I would say it will have its counterpart. Suppose this is a signal, this is the reflection of this signal, so this is a even signal. To draw a odd signal, this odd signal should be look like okay. Now this part and this part, sorry, these two parts should be identical. It means the shape of the signal in the first quadrant and the shape of the signal in the third quadrant is equal in case of odd signal. Okay, we'll go much deeper through the next slides. Okay, now mathematically any kind of signal can be expressed as an even and odd part, and it looks like this. X of t is a combination of even and odd. It written even is written is the here and odd is written in this part. Okay, so x of minus t can be rewrite as this, because as you can see, if we put minus t we get this and this, and from this we know we get this and this. So this mathematical expression, we get this final expression for even signal and odd signal. So what is the mathematical expression of even signal is the average of even and odd signal. Okay, now the average of positive part of the signal and the negative part of the signal. Now if we take the average of the positive and negative part of the signal, we get a even signal. And if we subtract the positive part of the signal from the negative part of the signal and we take an average of it, we will get the odd signal. So these two mathematical expressions are very important for further explanation. Now let's take a look at the odd and even signal. Now this is okay, this is a real signal, okay, and this is the x of minus t. This is the real signal and this is the negative counterpart of this signal. Okay, okay, so now this is this is the real signal, this is the negative counterpart, this is the odd part of this signal, and this is the even part of this signal. Okay, now if we add these two signal, okay, we get this original signal, okay. And we can also get by adding this signal and this signal. By now, if we take a close look here, now suppose we add these two signal, okay, what we have here from 0 to -5, this is from 0 to -5. What we have this value, okay, and we have this value, right? Okay, so if we just add first, if we just add these two, what kind of value we get? We get this plus this, right? It means the signal will look like, okay, and yes, the signal will look like this. Now if we take if we divide this, okay, we get this value. What we will do, we will just make a half of it. Now if we take a half of this signal, it looks basically it looks like this, and we'll get a final value this, okay. Basically we just cut this to this part will cut itself out, okay. From that we get this value. The same will be applicable to odd function. What we have to do, we just have to minus this value. From this value we have to minus this value, right? So just by cutting it, what we'll get this value, and from this we will have to minus the from this value, and we have to minus this value, and we get this, okay. No, basically what we'll get, we have to minus this, we have to minus this value from this value, we have to minus this value from this value, okay. By that we will get a what, a -2, okay, for from this side, and we get a +2 in this side. So if we take a half of this two part, we get -0.5, and here plus 0.5, okay. And this is the reflection about the signal. And in case of discrete time, there is no difference. Basically there is no difference in case of continuous time signal and discrete time signal, if we are considering the even and odd part of these two signals, okay. So this is the even function, this is the odd function. As you can see, look how it could be understandable as an odd function. Look, this value has its replica in the third quadrant. That's the important thing to identify. This is the particular characteristics by which we can understand the even function and the odd function. In case of odd function, we have identical values in both the part, first quadrant and second quadrant. To understand the odd function, it is important to have a verified value where we have the odd function here and the negative counterpart is being redistributed in the third quadrant, by which we can easily determine a function is a even or odd function, okay. So let's go to the next slide. This is a real-time simulation of a even and odd signal. Now this is a even signal, okay, because from this we can understand, look, this is the positive part and this is the negative counterpart of the even signal. Now if we take here, look, this is the odd function, okay, and this is the negative counterpart of this signal which is existed in the third quadrant. This is the basic criteria of identifying a odd signal and the even signal. That's a very important point to remember. Now this is also, look, okay, identical signal is present in the second quadrant. Okay, and in case of odd, look, this is the real signal, right? And the negative part is exist in the third quadrant. This is the real-time simulation, okay, of a this is the continuous time signal which has two part. One is even, another one is odd. Okay, so with this slide we are going to end today's lecture. Okay, so thank you.